was Yoshi there?
That's it.
We haven't heard that story in a while.
Well, I mean,
We haven't heard that story forever.
okay, what do you tell? Which one? What am I telling?
How you got them all over here? How you got them all over here? Part of it.
Yeah.
What else you got? Nobody's on here. Everybody's there for Thanksgiving. Audio and video good. How do you know? We're not even Valentine. He says audio is good. You don't even have your freaking microphone over here. Check. 70 QQ's our sound guy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, you already worked out today, didn't you?
No, well, I just looking
I was
buff.
say,
I didn't
Jesus.
look out. I didn't work out though.
That's probably why.
Man, I've been on. I've been on no sugar, no sweets.
No, that's why you're such a bad mood.
I'm in a great mood for
Great
14 days.
Oh man,
I haven't drank all week, and I'm down like 1 pound. Bullshit.
you've been eating a little bit of extra shit. Doing that?
No, been. I don't know. I think. Well, I don't know. I know 70 QQ. I'm just giving you shit. Where's everybody at today, man? We got off schedule last week. Wasn't concrete. We were Wednesday night last Wednesday.
We're always off.
Rip's
schedule.
bad boy. I guess you can't call him bad boy. That's Joey Janela. Rip's bad son was
Mm-hmm.
on live last Wednesday. Michael Costello's here, man. When's the last time you've been on here?
Well, he probably had to do stuff around the house or something.
He said, "Congrats on 3 years."
As
You know, I saw. Where's Big Al Robinson been? Anybody know? He hadn't been on here for a while, has he? Big Al? Where's Big Al at?
Now, I heard a serious rumor that he was going to go from a he and he's transitioning to a she.
Are you being serious?
No, but
Well, you can't say that
no. Wait a minute. I was a comma.
about Big Al Robinson.
And, well, he was thinking about being Alicia. But then he said, he looked in the mirror and he started posing. And he said, nah, I'll just be Big Al.
And not Montgomery.
What about Django Fett? Any Django?
No,
Is
he's
there a
never
Django?
here in the beginning. He always
Oh,
Manny, the Weasel Valverde's in.
don't put him over.
Oh, I'm going to for sure. He's one of my top favorite listeners.
Well, he missed last week.
Happy Valentine's Day to all my Valentines listening today.
Well, that's why he's here, because
T. Weasel
he's
said.
probably going to talk about the ex-governor's daughter, Whitcomb girl, or the
That's
other
why
ones
he's here.
got on the line in Seymour. You know, he's been training like he's hanging and banging, getting ready for the Olympia.
No, I did not know that. Where?
Yeah.
Not at Crossroads. Where's
No, I
where?
think he's going to Kelly Isley's gym because they're blood, you know.
Does he still own that? Does he own that gym in Seymour still, or his wife or girlfriend or whatever? Let us know, T. Weasel. He's here because it's Valentine's Day, and he, of course, doesn't have a Valentine, so he has nothing else to do.
He's got
Besides to be
many
here.
Valentines.
No.
Oh, no, he
See,
told
now
me.
you're putting him over.
Well, oh, okay, I'm not. Well, he told me he was on a losing streak in playing cards. And
Oh, wow.
he says that like everybody's been, when he's in there, everybody's they're like sort of cheating to make sure the Weasel don't win, just to get him pissed off.
Yeah, Michael Costello, longest living member.
This is
3 years, baby. 3 years of the Wrestling with Rip Rogers.
live.
Well, it hadn't been live for 3 years.
Well, you know what I was thinking about.
We got live later on.
Yesterday, I was thinking about, hey, before I went to Clint's house, I'm thinking,
I don't know who
and
Clint is.
this or Von Lilas, I was thinking, damn, where did I used to make that program at?
At my other house.
I know that, but I couldn't figure it out for about a half an hour. And I'm going, damn, I know I made it the other house, and I was thinking this and that.
With Man Beast.
Yeah, but I couldn't remember it.
Oh, shit.
No, I couldn't.
Man Beast.
I forgot he was even there.
Hey, I used to drive up from Louisville, remember?
Right. I didn't, but
I wasn't on that show, just you guys. And then I don't know what happened, but
you moved.
Well, I moved, but I mean, with you doing that show, I think Man Beast wanted to quit coming up. Pops wanted me to start doing it, and then I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I just want to do it like myself and do my own thing, basically, or our own thing, I guess.
Well, you just wanted to wear
Not-
that hat on.
not
backwards.
under the-
I know what it was.
Worked out better. I mean, it worked out good. Pops didn't have to worry about us anymore. Let's see. Shane Parks in green. Bull Digging in green. Andrew Sanchez in green. Happy late birthday. Yeah, that's right. Rip's birthday was
Last week.
last Friday.
That means they weren't whoever it was. But we did an earlier one, didn't we?
Well, 2 days. We were here 2 days before your birthday.
Okay, so
Last Friday was Rip's birthday, 71. Today's 3-year anniversary. Today is Valentine's Day. Man, a lot of shit going on. And Michael Costello in the giving mood today.
he better be.
Gifted 5 Wrestling with Rip Rogers memberships.
Oh, that's too much. That's got to be bogus. He's got some kind of machine printing out things or whatever where he can get free shit.
Just tell him thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael Costello. Looks like Big George picked up one. I don't know if he picked up one of Michael Costello's, but he got one somewhere. Either one of his own or he got a freebie, one of the two. Either way, we're rocking and rolling. And Shane Park says, I want to get in on the fun with a $1.49 super sticker. Thank you, Shane.
Damn, I didn't know we had. I thought it was the $1.99 super sticker. Did he have a super sticker so you got like 50 cents off, and then the super?
Well, he just did
sticker
a $1.49 one. I'm sure you can do them for like whatever you want.
Oh, I don't know. I never
Sure
got
there's
one.
levels.
Well, I got somebody. It said somebody sent me some money on PayPal, but I said I don't know how to get it.
So you just leave it there, huh? Don't even try to figure it out.
Yes,
Why don't you just ask? Like you could ask me, like, "Hey, can you help me get
I
this
just
money?"
did.
Well, you didn't ask me. You said, "I don't.
I
I
just
can
remembered
figure
it
it out."
Well,
I bet you've already given it to your significant other anyway. Be my guess.
well, now look at Manny. He's FaceTiming me.
Was he going to tell us we're on mute again? Put him on here. Last time, put him on here.
Speaker,
Is it join?
join. Oh my God!
Can you hear us on the show?
Hey, you're breaking up bad. Something's wrong on your drive.
Maybe
Well,
it's your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
All right, we just had a phone call from Manny the Weasel Valverde. Said we're breaking up really bad. Looks like we have a good connection. Do we have a good connection, or
Well, that green.
are we breaking up all the
The
time?
greens. Is it supposed to be blinking that way?
Well, talk. It's a micro. That's your microphone.
Okay.
The
and-
camera's right there.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you.
So, can you guys see us and hear us? Are we loud and clear with vision good? The video good? Are we like breaking up all the time?
Drum
We're
roll.
getting no comments, so
No,
maybe.
maybe they can't hear us to begin with. Theirs sounds fine. I think it says.
Sounds fine. You are good. He needs to refresh. J up connection breaking up now. It's okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know. It looks like we're all solid on my end, so I don't know. I know we're loud and clear, but what about the video? Is the video breaking up? That's what I'm talking about. The video. Can you see us, or is it all like?
Let's see if you can see the big arm.
Can you see Rip's arm?
Can you see the big arm? Oh God, it shrunk.
How do you get that knot on the top of it like that?
See, you just tear it.
Do what he wants. Manny's
Won
calling back.
again.
The greatest 3-year anniversary ever.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What do you want?
Are you in the car? Well,
that-
maybe it's your
it's
connection.
thing.
Everybody says the video's good. It's probably because you're in the car trying to watch a damn show from a car phone or in the car.
Now he's frozen.
Now you're frozen. It's all you, baby.
Now you're frozen.
It's all you.
Yeah. Hey. Did you get R of Valentine's today? And did you get Wickham girl the Valentine? Did you get your boy? Did you get your boy? Did you get the Seymour Cyclone of Valentine?
I'm scared to hit refresh. So I just refresh my page. When I lose everybody, I'm going to try to refresh.
What are you doing?
I'm going to try to refresh. I don't know.
What's
Well,
that
they're
mean?
saying it's good. All right. Just let me know. Man, Screaming Baboon said nothing is wrong with your video. Manny is just stupid.
Well,
Alfred Allen in here in green. All right, Screaming Baboon come through with $2.
all right.
Who is your significant other, Rip? Manny is F at
It's fat.
is F at fat.
He's fat. F-A-T.
Tell us about all your significant others, Rip. Just put them all out there. Who all you got? Who all you kissing today? Like you got big Valentine's plans? You got double dates, triple dates?
I didn't know.
How many women you got lined up
I
tonight?
didn't know it was Valentine's Day till we come in here today.
I sent
thought-
you last night. I said event Valentine's Spectacular.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything.
On the thumbnail I
I thought
sent you.
Valentine was always on a Thursday.
Thanksgiving is not Valentine's.
You know, I get confused.
Valentine's
You know
is February 14th. Everybody knows
Okay.
that.
that. I didn't know it was the 14th.
Thank you, Screaming Baboon.
I've been holding my breath waiting for Django Fett to show up. He hasn't even showed up yet.
He'll show up.
What should we bet?
He always comes in. He's never here in the beginning. He
Oh.
always shows up about 30, 40 minutes in with the
Well,
30 minutes in with
he's
the
probably,
super
He's
sticker.
probably preparing for his Valentine's Day with one of his. I wonder if he's got a date with Manny the Weasel Valverde.
I'm going to try to share right now. Hopefully, oh shit, I got to. Oh, wait, no, that must have been early on. I'm going to try to share right now. See if I can do this.
So you can do what? Drum roll, whatever it is. I like how we put all this.
This is our first. Now, we did a couple of videos before this, but it wasn't an actual like show format. This is our first show. If I can get it to come up here. Right here. Taped and dates and times and all that shit don't matter really on our show. But how was the show you went to in Muncie, Indiana? I saw Rock and Roll Express. Maybe they were talking about Live Studios and Rock and Roll Express was. They said to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to that. How many subscribers do we have now?
8.
Live
Oh,
from
an
New
ad.
York.
Over we are. We get ads already.
sketch that's ever been
made. I gotta have.
Hold on.
Fuck, I don't know.
59.
59.
59. We need number 60 out there. Who's going to be number 60?
Did you check your phone, or can I do that some way?
Well, if you would just subscribe, we would have 60. But you
Well, I tried to, but they want to get all this private information.
You claim that you don't know how. Let's see. Nope, still at 59.
Oh, okay.
Working Out with Rick Rogers has 15 views now. So tell us a little bit about Rock and Roll Express. Seeing them the other night. You talked to Ricky and Robert. How'd that go?
Yeah, I did fucking sign language or whatever. I'm the good guy. I'm the bad guy. Isn't that right?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm the heel.
Yeah. Did you talk to the Rock
They're
and Roll
the good guys, right?
Somewhere you get on the
supposed to a little match. Me and Derek. Yeah, there was something we were supposed to talk about, and did you write it down?
No, I farted a while ago, though, so I was just.
Somebody did have something that we were supposed to talk about, and really all I have on my notes is 2/25, the date.
So.
Man, that was fantastic, Rip.
That was the greatest show.
Uh-oh, I lost our background.
All right. What's that mean?
Man, I mean, that was pretty good stuff, huh?
Well, now I'm drinking a Diet Pepsi, where before I had a Big Red. So that's how I'm losing all that weight. See?
That's how?
Mhm.
What'd you think of that show?
I think that was the greatest show we had done up to that time.
Something looks weird now. I don't know what I did here. Let's see. There we go.
Is everything cool?
Well, yeah, it's cool. What do you mean?
I don't know. I can't see.
Uh-oh. Screaming Baboon. Happy birthday, Rip.
What did you do? Snavitz. No, get Snavitz. Snabitz. Snavitz, not Snavitz. I'm going to have to give you the proper enunciation, proper
What'd you do on
spelling.
your birthday, Rip?
Nothing.
Nothing. Why? Didn't have a big party?
No, I was at the gym training.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 6 hours on the bike yesterday.
Mm.
Of course, I'm riding like a pussy in slow motion, but because it hurts my leg to do it the other way. But anyway, what the hell, right?
Screaming Baboon says, get ad blocker. I don't want ad blocker. That's how we make money on this channel. Screaming Baboon. people go back and watch the videos, ads pop up. That's how we make a little cash on the side, man. So don't be getting ad blocker. Way better audio now. Oh,
All
shit.
right.
The ringing loud text notification. Even back then. Yes. Back then it was horrible. Used to get notifications all the time.
It was horrible.
Back then. I think we had some questions earlier. Let me go back and take a look and see if we got any questions out there. Todd Montgomery says, you remember Gary Hart from Texas, a manager. Is that a different Gary Hart or is that the Gary Hart?
That probably
Is there two Gary Harts?
No, the Gary Hart. He was a booker in Dallas at one time. He was manager for Bruiser Brody at one time. Any top star that was working for in Texas you had to have Gary Hart with you. He was the best heel manager, and he always carried a big old blade with him. Anybody screwed with him.
Is he the bald guy, right? Wasn't that Gary Hart?
He had his hair short. He might have been bald. He always had the beard.
Looks like Gary Hart was bald. No?
Depends what year you're looking at, I guess.
Rip and Vaughn from Shane Parks. Who were some of the tag teams you liked growing up, and did you get to meet them?
I didn't get to meet nobody till I got around the wrestling business. So not growing up, because hell, I wasn't in the wrestling business, and wrestlers they didn't come to Seymour, Indiana, unless it was an accident. Yeah, there's a picture of Gary Hart. Yeah, he was
Bald when I remembered.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I remember years ago before that when he had some hair.
Now you posted or you brought or posted all those pictures that show in Seymour.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't meet any of those guys ever? Like afterwards, no autographs or nothing?
I sat in the front row. I didn't know how to do that stuff. I wouldn't have been.
They didn't have a gimmick table back then?
No, they didn't have none. No, they would have the referee come around or he did the picture. They had the picture table, but they weren't smart enough to make a lot of money with those pictures yet. I remember in ICW when Lanny Poffo had our picture table. Hell, that picture table kept us in business. You could get those Tribune show print pictures, 8 by 11 and a half or whatever the hell they were. They cost about 6-7 cents. You could get 1,000 of them for like $67. And then you could charge $1 for them. That was 93 cents profit on each one. You do that, and you had a picture of everybody in the territory, and then those that weren't sold, you put them in the grab bag. There'd be 5 of them in the grab bag, and then but that held the picture business. That kept us in business at ICW.
My favorite tag teams growing up were probably the Fabulous Ones, the Road Warriors, the Rock and Roll Express, probably. Who else did I like? Freebirds. Did I meet any of them? Ricky Morton several times, Robert Gibson, Michael Hayes. Never met the Road Warriors at all, neither one of them. Fabulous Ones. I never met Steve Kern or Stanley. I never met Steve Kern, even when he was always working like FCW or whatever. I don't think I met either one of them ever.
Yeah,
what were they like in real life?
Well, me and Steve, we communicate on the phone a lot. He's a real good guy, and he was trained in Tampa, so he was trained right. And then he was with Stan Lane in that big in their big tag team. So they were great. There's no doubt about that.
Screamy Baboon, $5 super chat. Thank you, ma'am.
6 fucking hours. What'd you do? Don't your hemorrhoids get all inflamed and bloody? Did you give yourself a J. Arthur at the gym? Well, I snuck in the bathroom for a while, and I get it half fluff, but I never completed the act because as I'm 71, it ain't rigid anymore. It's a slow thing. I don't. But yeah, six fucking hours, love. And yes, my hemorrhoid does hurt. But I just tuck it back in if it's a little bleeding. What the hell, right? But no J. Arthur it was a semi J. Arthur, but yes, 6 complete. Yeah, 6 fucking hours. Now they were an hour at a time because because my bad leg would it would hurt and stuff. But you got to do something. Then I do a couple hours of weights, 71 doesn't get much better than that. Just think if I do steroids, how I'd be dead real quick.
Maybe not.
Well, all them guys, they look good for 2 years, and all of a sudden they have heart attacks and die.
I mean, how old's Hogan? He's still alive. He did steroids.
Yeah.
Surely Arnold did him at some point in time in his
Yeah,
life.
no, here's the thing.
He's still alive. How old is he?
Well, here's the thing about Arnold. Arnold used to talk about it too openly. He would talk about years ago, the only contest he would get in was the Mr. Olympia. So he said he'd take a 6-week cycle before that. Then he immediately would get off of it because he knew you couldn't. The problem is today is guys off the street, they take more than the champion bodybuilders did years ago. They think they're not going to, well, they're going to get it. So
I don't think it's really like nearly as bad today. It's like the 80s and 90s, 80s.
No, so years ago, if you
90s,
had steroids years and years ago, they were all against the law. You had to have a prescription. So everybody would be getting bootlegs.
well, I don't think they became illegal until like 1986.
Okay.
Did they?
I don't know. I never, that wasn't my thing. So knowing how crazy I was, I said, no, I'll just take them and I'll be looking like Mr. Universe. And all of a sudden I'll just keel over croaked. And then the Weasel could be laughing about it because he would be head man at Crossroads Gym and he'd be posing. So I wasn't going to take steroids just because it's the Weasel's fault.
Did you ever rib Randy Savage, or could that be too scary to do?
Oh, I used to always rib Randy. Oh, yeah. I used to make fun of him and he couldn't take it. I used to make fun of him. I said, here you are taking all these steroids and here I am beating you clean and there's nothing you can do about it. Because what he would do, he'd put me on the road every night. So I would just be so mad. That's awesome. As soon as I get to the building, which we had to be there usually about an hour and a half before, because I was usually running the show. I would be training the whole time with the big old thing on a chip on my shoulder. Whereas he'd be sitting home and he'd be hungry. So he'd be eating too much. I wouldn't eat. I had the old "I'll show you motherfucker" attitude. So then I beat him to the first contest. He beat me, but he was on the shit, and I told him about it. Then after that, he was in 2 more contests with me. I beat him, and then I beat him into Mr. Kentucky, and he wouldn't even try it no more because I made fun of him. I said, "You're on all that shit, and I still beat your ass. There ain't nothing you can do about it."
That's right. Screaming at Buddha, another $5.
All right.
Super chat. I usually take 4.5 hours at the gym. Arnold had to get his heart valves replaced, though. He'd be dead without plastic valves. F steroids. Yeah, got it done early. Caught it.
Yeah, I went to the gym before I came here today, and when I leave here tonight, I'll probably be there at least 6 hours. Of course, every month I always lead the gym in most appearances or whatever they call it.
Like Chili in baseball, most appearances.
Yeah, I was like Chili, and Chili threw the big knuckle. Can you imagine Chili, 6'10", almost 7 foot tall? You'd be thinking he'd be throwing like Randy Johnson, throwing that ball and hitting a bird and killing it, exploding. You ever see that that video? And here's old Chili throwing the knuckleball coming in. The Chillmeister.
New listener,
Oh, Jeff Doherty. Okay. He's a maritime guy.
Oh, okay.
A great wrestling fan.
I
think
he interviewed me once, actually. I couldn't see that picture, but I think
I think
maybe I did his podcast.
He's
once.
probably like us. I put a picture up of me 50 years ago where I look good, or at least above average. So what the hell, right?
Screaming Baboon taking over the show, and I love it. Go to the gym every day. Crazy like you, man. I remember when I was in high school, every day Rip was at Crossroads Gym from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Whenever you would go to The nights you went to OVW or went to wrestle somewhere, which were probably a lot of the nights, I remember you would stay there all day and then shower and tan and do whatever else and shave and pack your bag and hit the road to the wrestling show.
Didn't get any better than that.
Yeah. Give yourself a wank at the tanning booth.
Oh yeah, but I always but in the
Had the
tanning,
sock on.
Yeah, I always had the sock on the worm, because if not, you especially if they had new bulbs in there. Jesus Christ, you'd be in there 10 minutes and all of a sudden you get that big saucer head be turning pink on you. Then the next day it's goddamn red and you couldn't even touch the thing. So that killed that.
Did you know Ed Wiskowski passed
the Colonel.
away?
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Ed was Buddy Rose's partner for years. And then when I was out there, he had to go have nut surgery. We talked about that before. So the Colonel was great. He was trained by Sonny Myers out of Kansas City, and he worked as Derek Draper in Colonel De Beers, and he was Derek Draper in Tampa. But Ed was about 6'4", and he was a great worker, and he really knew how to walk and talk in that ring. He was a good pro, and yeah, I just heard he passed away. But I spent a lot of time with him, and me and him and Buddy Rose. So we had some great times out in Portland, Oregon. And the Colonel, he was on fire, baby. He was a good guy.
All right, let's go back to this right here, Rip. Is our first live that we ever did. The first time we ever went live right here. Well, it's this screen, but
okay.
When we record, we're not recording.
Oh, we're not
today.
recording. Okay.
We're not recording today. We are live, baby. I mean, look, I got the big monitor up there, huge monitor.
So
It says live. It looks like we have one viewer. I have no idea if these
if
microphones
I'm looking
work.
on the phone, I'm the monitor on.
Yeah, you don't want to look at the phone. That's TikTok. Hey, everybody on TikTok, we are going live on YouTube right now. Get over to Wrestling with Rip Rogers. If you want to ask any kind of questions, join us over on YouTube. Peace. All right, I have no idea. It looks like we're on. I tried to do the background with the Wrestling with Rip Rogers through that and that. It looks like it's half cut off. Hey, rookie mistake there, Rip. Also, it said Live the Studios down there somewhere. It looks like that's cut off. At least we'll know. Hey, look at that. We already got a comment. Big Al Robinson in the house.
It says live, baby.
Look at that. And I got the chat up there so we can see it instead of trying to look down here at the computer.
I can't see anyway.
You got the ring light on your glasses. I'm gonna have to move that.
Well, you know, you're Mr. Technology. I'll
tell you what, I almost feel like we're in a real studio now. Man, we were great back then, Rip.
We were? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Big Al Robinson. How about that? We just talked about him, and then he was mentioned on our very first.
Where's he been hiding?
Well, you said he turned into a girl just a little bit ago.
No, I said he was thinking about it.
Yeah, I heard.
And he just no. If you want to roll that son bitch back. He was thinking about it, decided not to, because he's got to go to the gym and train. He's got the big old arms. That's what it is.
We'll go back and watch a couple more clips. You know, a good producer would have had like clips all keyed up and ready to go. So you just boom.
Well, you're the producer, right?
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
But I said a good one.
Oh,
I said a good one. Would have had everything.
You're a fantastic producer.
I'm a little bit better than that show right there, though. We just watched, I think, a little bit. Screamy Baboon, man. He's on one today. I like everything about it. Kerry Von Erich effed up Chris Adams' wife in the tanning bed while Bronco Lubick, you know him?
Oh, that used to be the miser Angelo Papo's manager when he was a big star on the.
Really?
Yeah. See, Angelo Papo, the miser, he was over nationwide because they had the Dumont network years ago, and they would have and they had pro wrestling on that. It was the great Angelo Papo with his manager Bronco Lubitsch. Bronco was the referee for Fritz Von Erich for years and years and years down there. But let's see. So Kerry fucked Chris Adams' wife. Which wife was it? Because he was married, I don't know how many times. I think 3 or something. Or it could have been the one that Steve Austin was married to.
I don't know. Have you ever had sex in a tanning bed, Rip, besides with yourself?
Yes.
Oh, so you're not jealous. He said, are you jealous of that? You're not jealous. You've done it before.
Right. But what does he say? What does he ask me to say about jealous? I don't
right there. Are you jealous, Rip?
Oh, no. So you couldn't give it a good hammer hammer thing because it was
You might
it
break
might
it.
break it, right? So it had to be a gentle Donald Duck, a gentle Donald Love.
J. Arthur in the gym takes balls, he said.
Oh no, you just take her right in there and always had a little lotion on there, put it in the microwave for 10 seconds, and then you got the nice warm hand and whatever. And that's the way it goes. And you always have the C rag underneath the thing there. Just play, give her the Weazype, and everything's fine.
Doesn't get any better than that. One of them says it was Tony Adams. Somebody else said it was Jeannie Clark. I don't know who it was. Mystery. George said he's in green. Yeah, George, we got you, man. New member. George is in green.
And he got the. Did he get the shirt that you mailed?
I
to him?
think you got the shirt, right, George? Did you get it? You ought to email us a picture of you in the shirt.
I'm going to say, if not, he'll probably say didn't get it, and then he'll try and coerce me to send him another one. Well, to be used, send him another one, and I think he might.
Well, it's not going to happen. George said, if you started your own wrestling company today, besides yourself, who would be the booker?
No, I don't want to be the booker. Then you can blame everybody else. No, all the booker does is it's just like.
We said, who would you hire to be the booker?
I'm trying to think.
Well, what if it could be
no, Tony Khan.
What if it could be an old person?
It'd have to be an old person.
Okay. What if it would be an old person? Who would it be then?
Well, I can't get Pat Patterson. He's not around. I can't get Ray Stevens. He's not around. I can't get the legendary Tom Renesto. He's not around. I can't get Eddie Graham. He's not around. I can't get Wahoo McDaniel. He ain't around. I can't get Johnny Mantel's brother, Ken Mantel. He ain't around. I can't get Elton Owen because hell, he'd do that shit, and people would. Hell, it might be that'd be a good. I think I'd get Elton Owen to do, but I can't. He's passed on, so I can't do it right now. So I don't really know. We'd have to see what our budget was.
I guess it would be Tony Khan.
Tony, if you hear me, I'm still waiting on your call.
Yeah, I wish when you would do tweets about it, you would tag him in the tweet.
I don't know. You know, I don't know how to do
I try
that.
to teach you and then you tweet out that flyer I sent you last night because you take a picture of a picture of a picture.
I get you. You know,
I don't know why you just don't tweet the actual thing that I send you instead of like, see how mine looks right there?
Yeah.
There's mine. Now, do you know what yours looks like? Here's what yours looks like with all that white space and your photo and your phone charger stuff. And
they don't
everything
have to
else.
They don't have to take it personal. They can read that right there.
Well, not really. It's real little.
It's real little.
Yeah.
It's the same size, isn't it?
Well,
yeah, it's the
appearance
same size. It's just got a little bit more white stuff in there.
Well, tons of white stuff.
Well, tons. Okay, maybe half a ton, not a full ton.
George said he got the shirt. He has to wear it on the right side of town, though.
What's the left side of town then?
Yeah, I think it's because it's pink and you're in pink and kind of looks,
Wait a minute. George, everybody in town knows George is a really masculine guy. So if he's got a sort of a pink thing on, he's just trying to get some heat. He's trying to get another kind of woman or a young man. I don't know what he's trying to do, but where George is at, he's a staple of the community. Everybody in Georgia knows him. Anybody that's a wrestling fan knows him. And they know he just might be going through a phase and, he's tired of one side and going to another for a while just to try it out. If you have steak every day, you got to try some chicken once in a while. If you got pepperoni pizza all the time, sometimes you got to have.
Show them your
you interrupt
notes that you took today.
Oh, wait a minute. It's on the next page.
Oh, it is? Okay.
The technicians.
Hello.
Oh, we got it.
Communicate in English.
Makes us money right here.
It does? Oh,
Use Grammarly.
We should watch the whole thing.
Not here.
Let me go ahead and
I think he had a case of them.
watch. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to text you this link right now. Yeah, they bring up a word.
Yeah,
It's a different word.
I'm fucking trying to text and some bitch won't let me fucking text because it's telling me what the fucking print's fucked up. A rip another fart there. Come on, man. Well, fuck you. If you got to fart, you got to fucking fart. You get fucking sick holding them some bitches in.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, Dylan said, fuck your show. Okay.
Okay, well, you subscribed twice.
Yeah. Okay,
What's that say about you, man?
Okay, he's over. Dylan, he did say,
Ah, a lot of F-bombs there, Rip. Why don't you bring the F-bombs back on the 3-year anniversary?
Well, I was just thinking about when I would go remember in grade school, I had to go to church Monday through Friday, and then Sunday, if you didn't go to church, you go to hell, absolutely, or definitely, with when you're a Catholic. So, and the nuns, they'd always be sitting in back of me, and I'd always have to fart. So I learned to squeeze it out by pushing my butt against the pew in the back, and it would be like, I called them the silent sneakers. So I could just see Sister Mary Aloysius and Sister Mary Raymond back there going. They were sniffing out those farts, but they didn't, they weren't a big sexual thing. So I guess they sort of got a little high off that or whatever. But I was good at the silent sneakers, I called them.
Talk about flexible wrestlers. Looks like in the chat.
Oh, Lanny Poffo he could do anything as far as flexibility. Of course, he was a gymnast when he was young. He was so good at that.
How about Fritz Clay? Fritz Clay? You know him?
Say? I don't know. Well, Bull Diggin is Fritz Clay, whoever. So he's probably a German or something.
Three Baboons, $2 on Lanny Poffo's most flexible. Sucked him. So.
Yeah, he always did. He would, as soon as you come in, he'd strip off and he would put his worm in his own mouth, and just to show you that he could do it. Now he had a great hammer on him, but when he had flexibility and a great hammer, that son of a bitch was over with girls.
So did you just sit there and watch him when he did it?
Yeah, because when the new guy would come in, the new guy would go like that, and I'd just be laughing. And I'd always say, hey, can you do that?
Ever wrestle Angelo Mosca?
No, if so, he might have killed me.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, he was one of the greatest football stars that played for the Grey Cup in Canadian Football League. And then he used to wrestle. He was a big guy, and he was a lineman, so he'd probably kill me and not even know it. He was so big and strong and probably stiff too. If he was a lineman, he wasn't going to be a finesse worker. Let's just put it that way.
Rip, did you ever use a kendo stick on OVW students if they did something wrong?
That was usually my big thing. I'd get the kendo stick. They do something in the ring, and I usually just hit the ring and just start beating them up. But that was fun.
Tell the people, Rip.
You all right? Clint's all right.
Tell the people.
Okay.
I don't know who Clint is, Mark.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am Mark Shara, P.O. Box 36009, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46236. Don't be afraid to send money.
Any stories on Don Carson or Jerry Stubbs?
Oh, Jerry Stubbs. Now, Arn Anderson always called Jerry Stubbs. Now, Jerry Stubbs was a great worker, and I was with him in Pensacola for Ron Fuller. He actually lived in Gulf Breeze, but I met him in Louisiana, and he had this great big jacked body, and then but he wore the hood. He'd take it off, and he had the chrome dome. And he was a young guy, but he was jacked and he was a good worker. And Arn Anderson, Marty Lundy always called him P-head. So remember what it was, P-head and P-brain. So at one time for Pensacola, Arn was under the hood. It was Mr. Olympia and Super Olympia. Then they worked against each other, and then one get the hood off and the other one had the hood off. But yeah, Jerry Stubbs, he was a great worker. He usually always homesteaded in the Pensacola area. And but the thing to remember is Arn Anderson always shaking his head and going, P-head. Just P-head.
Bull Diggin yelling at me. Want to know why I didn't read his $5 super chat? I knew there was some questions about a flexible wrestler, man. Hey, I'm only one guy. You got all these questions coming in, super chats coming in, other questions. We got 45 people on here. It's Valentine's Day. It's our 3rd year anniversary. I'm showing old shows. Just one man, Bull Digging. I apologize for briefly missing your super chat, but we really, really appreciate it.
Ouch.
And here it is. Who's the most flexible wrestler Rip met in the ring? Who can bend the most? And did Rip ever meet or heard stories about Horst Hoffman?
Well, years ago, I grew up with some stories of just Horst Hoffman, but in all there used to be a whole shitload of wrestling magazines, maybe 7 or 8. And I go down to the pipe shop in Seymour, and when they'd come in, they would come in a bundle. So I would come in there, and one day a month they'd come in it, and I'd buy them all. So, and I'd be reading them, and they would always have a story. This is when they had the territories, but they'd always have a story about Germany. And in Germany, the most over guy at that time was Horst Hoffman. Did I know him? No. Did I see him wrestle? No. All I saw him was in the magazines. So all it is was a bunch of legends.
Do you remember any stories about him?
No. This is when I was like 13 and 14 years old. And from what I know now, the stories in the wrestling magazines, it could be like Dusty telling a story. It would be like, some of this may, that's right, some of this may be true. So telephone, telegraph, telewrestler.
So the most flexible wrestler in the ring, probably Lanny. Is that what you staying with that?
That's all. I'm going to stick to that.
Okay.
Leaping Lanny Poffo was the most flexible. As a matter of fact, I took him home to Seymour one time, and we went to see this girl who was a school teacher. So I had him sneak up behind her, and he took his worm out, got it hard. I said, no, just keep looking at me. And all of a sudden he started hitting her on the back of the head with his big hammer. She turned around, and all of a sudden it was just right there. But anyway, the names have been changed to protect the guilty. So what the hell?
Thank you, Bull Digging. Appreciate it. Screaming Baboon, $2 super chat. Do you have a Valentine, Rip? Is Romer your girl?
No, Romer's not my girl. I got to check my P.O. box number today because there might be a whole bunch of Valentines in for me. And, you know, there probably is.
I bet so.
Romer's my girl. No, I want a younger, more attractive man.
Even with the new teeth and new hair and new eyes and new whatever else he's got.
But he's
and the penile injections and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, he's got that new girlfriend now.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that new girlfriend. And she said, she told me she's wearing him out. And I said, you ain't wearing out that Captain Hammer with that big old Snabits Fabits. No, I do it till it won't even move. So, damn.
Did you ever wrestle Jerry the King Lawler?
Shit, I remember wrestling one. They had it called Dream Matches. It was on TBS years ago. And I wrestled him in a dream match. And I remember he hit me with an elbow right in the jaw, potatoed me, and he was sort of scared of me. So he said, "Oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that." But the old Kinger got me right into the. But I should have been turning my head and putting my hand up there anyway. But I was trying to be a tough guy. But yeah. He got me good. The old Lawler was great in the ring. He was loosey goosey. He was light as a feather. But he did that Memphis style, and I didn't like that Memphis style because they punched too much, and a punch didn't mean nothing. But I was just taught different. So anyway, Jerry Lawler was a great worker. He was a good booker. He was a good guy. He was straight as an arrow, and he had a great career.
Let's go back and check out our first live for a second.
Look at the big arm. Look at what?
I spent 5 hours yesterday putting up videos.
Well, you didn't want to be with didn't want to be with the old ladies, so that's why you was locked in here in your man cave.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
any chance of seeing the damage on the show? Hey, Don Burton. Don Burton in the house, Rip. I met Don Burton at the rest of the show last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was.
Derivatory something from.
Well, you're the one to act like you know. I said I don't know. Now you're asking me.
It's partially Haitian,
Yeah.
partially Spanish, partially Dominican Republic,
And apparently partially
and
English,
partially Hill and Billy.
because Nuno looks to me like he knows his English.
Oh,
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I don't know what we were talking about there, Rip.
I don't know either. Was it a female?
I don't know. Good producer would have had all this set up, to lead into the story and
Well,
close the
We
story.
can't afford a good producer. We just got to have an exceptional talent over here on my right. Yeah.
Besides the obvious, Rip, who from the old school most needs to be in the Hall of Fame? Big George wants to know.
What Hall of Fame?
I don't know. WWE, I guess.
Are you talking about the Tragos Hall of Fame?
What's
or-
that?
Well, that's the one that's on the out west, I think. The George Tragos Hall of Fame. The WWE Hall of Fame is they're just going to keep putting guys in because they got it every year and they're just pulling names out of the hat. It doesn't make any difference. Some guy, like if you did stuff like tried to work for the old Eddie Einhorn IWA, which was in the 70s, and they was in competition with WWF, you're automatically banned. That's like Ivan Koloff. He ain't never going to be in the Hall of Fame. But with Vincent Kennedy McMahon so-called being gone now, there might be some guy, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it.
What about Rip Rogers? You think you'll ever get in?
Oh, hell no.
No?
Oh, hell no.
What if everybody started like a hashtag Rip Rogers for HOF or Hall of Fame Rip Rogers or something like that? Maybe if the whole internet community took over with pushing you to get in, you think they put you in?
Well, I know you get, if you get in, they give you like $5,000 and a ring. So I'd take that $5,000 and I could pay money to pay my bills. And I'd take that ring and I'd sure as hell pawn that son of a bitch real fast.
You would?
So I can pay some more bills. Yeah.
George also want to know if you trained a girl, do you teach him to wrestle like a guy? I remember
Yes,
him
I do.
asking.
Yes. You learn to, if you're a girl, you're put in, when I was training you, I throw you in with the guys. You learn to work babyface, you learn to work heel, you learn to work same size. And I might have the little girl work like a guy. I want you to work like you're 180, but the guy is a 120-pound girl. So you got to learn all aspects of it. Not very many of them got it, but Serena Deeb, she still got it. And she was an instructor at Performance Center. And now she's still working for AEW and Tony Khan. AEW. Tony, did I just want to make sure you got my number. 317-370-6428. I want to work for you, Tony Khan. I'll get the chicken fat on my neck pushed back so I don't look as old, but I'm 71. My last goal in life is to work for Tony Khan and AEW. How's that?
That's great, man.
That
You
was
just
the
put your
greatest ever.
phone number on the live TV.
Yeah, I don't care. The number goes to my phone because I paid part. Well, I got part of my phone bill paid, so I had the phone for the last 5 days with no where it didn't work, but I got some of the bill paid. So all of a sudden, I'm back in business, baby.
About the funk said King Kong Mosca had a gigantic head.
Yeah, I did have a big head. Well, hell, he weighed about 300 pounds when he was a pro football lineman in the Canadian Football League.
Looks like he's got Peter Criss as his little, whatever that's called, picture. You a Kiss fan about the funk, or am I looking at that wrong? It looks like Peter Criss. It's like we know the super chat here from Screaming Bad Boone, man. Read that one, Rip.
Oh, yeah.
Read it, Rip.
Rip, did you see someone cut the lights off on Grizzly Smith and goose him? No, the big thing was if you pinch Grizz in the ass, he oversold it great. And yes, he did start screaming like a fat woman and go insane. Good Rip. Yeah. Everybody would sneak by Grim and somebody would say something to him and somebody would sneak from behind and they'd give him the old goose. Now, if I'd have done it, I'd have stick the right digit in and go for the Snabit's favorites and give it the quarter twist to the right, of course. But yeah, Grizz was sort of he was susceptible to that. I tried it on his son Sam Houston, and it didn't work. He just says, "No, I ain't Grizz." So what the hell, right? But yeah, Grizz would really sell the shit off of a goose.
About the funk said, yes, it is Peter Criss in tribute. Yeah, Peter Kiss, my favorite band of all time. Seen him about 30 times probably. Saw getting ready to go see Gene Simmons solo act in the big Brown County, Indiana, coming up in a couple months.
Now here I am on the show live. Charles Alford, he's just texting me, "What's up, Rip?"
Tell him you're on the show. Say, why aren't you in the?
I'm gonna say.
Well, tell him.
You know where I'm at, Charles Alford. I'm doing a show with Vaughn Lilas. He's trying to get that cheap plug, so I give him the cheap plug.
Tell him. He's been on our show before. Ox,
I know he should be.
Hammer.
He should. Yeah. What's up, Rip? Yeah. See, my phone is in there as CA. What's up, Rip? Anyway, he made the show, so Charles Alford's on the phone now.
Any Eddie Graham memories?
Eddie Graham was one of the smartest guys in professional wrestling. I think he was the smartest guy in professional wrestling. He ran that territory, and he had Tampa every week, Miami every week, Jacksonville every week, Orlando every week. And I went down and worked in his territory, but this is after he done himself in. He committed suicide. Of course, like the rest of it, was always over some girl or whatever. And here's this guy was so successful. I don't even think he graduated from high school.
Tell the people.
And he had the great Mike Graham as his son. Mike was a great worker. But Eddie Graham, he was president of the NWA for a while, and he was like the godfather of pro wrestling. He was just so good. He was one half of the famous Graham brothers. And he was like one of the biggest legends in pro wrestling. And when he died, I said, "Oh man," because I knew I wanted to go to Tampa and I wanted to learn under him. So I went to Tampa, but I went to Tampa after he had committed suicide. And then Matsuda was still there. Duke Kiyomoka was there. Wahoo McDaniel was there. He was the booker, but no Eddie Graham. As a matter of fact, Eddie Graham, he was the first Rip Rogers. And I've told that I don't know how many times, but we always have good new listeners. So when I was named, Frankie Kane, the Great Mephisto, named me Rip Rogers because he said at that time, I was like 25 years old and wrestling for him in Jackson, Mississippi. He said, you remind me of Eddie Graham, and his first name was Rip Rogers. So he made me the second Rip Rogers. So, and I start rambling and what the hell.
Good stuff. There's me and Gene Simmons there about the funk, or can't remember your name now. About the funk, baby. Me and Gene Simmons way back when. Hanging and banging.
Gene was over. He almost had a tongue like Dylan Bostic.
Almost.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He had that big one, but you know, Dylan, he got 22. I wonder what Dylan's, he probably had, I bet he's got 27 Valentines. Oh, right at the gym. He's got so many girls coming in there, and you can't even get in his office. He's got so much candy, so much cards, all these little things that flip around and stuff.
I thought you just said Dylan Bostic.
I did, but I was thinking of Rod at the gym because I walked in there today, and then all of a sudden you couldn't get in his office because he had so much shit in there. Not shit, but good stuff from women.
Oh, look at that. $2 super chat. Pot Tripper Jr., baby. Or maybe it's Poe Tripper Jr.
Poe Tripper.
Or maybe it's Pot Ripper Jr. I bet it's Pot Ripper. You think it's Poe Tripper or Pot Ripper?
I think it's Pot Ripper, but I ain't a pot guy. You know that.
Any memories of tagging with Cody Rhodes? Yeah, I wonder if I have any clips of that on here. Probably not. Good producer to have that ready to go. Nope. Yeah, it was cool, man. Me, Cody Rhodes, the custodian, G-Force, and remember we talked about it. Chet the Jet, we figured out finally was the other guy. Cody was cool. I'd already kind of knew him from OVW at the time, and I just remember we were kind of going over some of the stuff beforehand. And Mike Cruel and wanted to do a bunch of stupid shit, not let me do anything.
But he
Because
wanted to get all his shit in, right?
Yeah, because I was a teacher and didn't know what I was doing according to him. And I was like, I bought this show. All these people are here to see me wrestle.
Nobody else.
And then I remember one of them, it was either Cody or Ox said something, or not Cody, but Mike Cruel or Ox said something. And Cody was like, because I'd been in class with Cody like the year before or whatever. Cody's like, he knows what he's doing. So Cody stuck up for me and let me get my shit in. So that was cool. How about
That's a good story.
Yeah. Let's see. What was the biggest betrayal in wrestling? JYD leaving Watts or Dusty leaving Florida?
Wow. Yeah, I remember when JYD left Bill Watts. I think they should have turned Bruce or Butch Reed babyface right there. Butch Reed was so good. And I think he was really good. And then, but Dusty, when Dusty left Florida, he took a whole lot of, he almost destroyed the territory. He took most of the talent that was over.
He did say that in his question too, with him taking guys to WCW. Yeah.
It put Tampa's business way, 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 way down. And I would be stupid. I would never do something like that. I would clear it with the boss. I said, hey, I'd like to do this and this and that. But in the wrestling business, if you got one friend in the business, that's one more than most do, because not everybody, but most of them was all about making as much money as you can. So what the hell?
Drew Wilson in green in the house. Where the F is my super chat? I don't know. Did I miss another one? I don't see it. I think he's just saying that it's not in here. I don't see it, Drew Wilson. Somebody else said, where is Frank's pickle barrel ass today? Where's Frank today?
I don't know. He's probably in his pickle barrel getting his ass
No
sucked.
Frank today. When's the last time we did a show without Frank being on here?
Been a while, and it's Valentine's Day, so
I bet, yeah.
he might just be.
He is the sex machine.
He might just be clapping those cheeks. I think Frank, I wonder if he forgot his lube or something, or put it in the microwave for 10 seconds, whatever.
Po Tripper Pot Ripper says, Vaughn and Rip, thoughts on Horseshoe as a worker? Well, Horseshoe was supposed to come on the show a couple months ago, and then he canceled it at the end. I'm not going to say anything bad about Horseshoe.
No.
It would kill me, but I think he's a great guy anyway. So I think he was good. I thought he could do all. He was for a big dude, especially. He was athletic. He could do all the shit. Whatever you ask him to do, he could do. Now, was he going to go out there and call a 60-minute match? Probably not. But there's a lot of people that aren't going to do that. But he could do all the shit. He was fun, nice, easy. He was bigger and shit and intimidating as hell. But I was actually his partner a couple times and did stuff with him in class, and he always took care of you. So
I always liked Horseshoe. He looked like what a wrestler should be.
Oh yeah.
He looked like he was a goddamn badass, is what he looked like. And a lot of those guys, I wish I could have taught them for another couple years and do it like every day to teach these guys how to work of different styles of what you got to do of highlighting the opponent no matter, and then you keeping in your character with the size differential and ever, but you can learn how to work everything, because that's what you used to do in the territories, because you could have 7 matches a week, and then today you're lucky to get 4 matches a month with guys that aren't very good. And it's really sort of impossible to be any good, or you're just working with the same guys. But Horseshoe, he was good, but he should have been great, and he should have got a break.
And for you guys that don't know, Horseshoe was Luther Reigns on WWE TV. He got called up to be like, I think, Kurt Angle's bodyguard. I don't think he really even wrestled a whole lot. I remember he was pushing Kurt Angle around like in a wheelchair for a while. So that's who he was. I don't think he was up the main roster too long. John Tucker in green, never use hot stuff cream to look better.
Let's see. Hot stuff cream to look better. No, I used to get on people that did do that. I said, look, you're just a lazy motherfucker. Train more, eat so you're cut so you don't need that shit. Because that's like, if you got baby oil on, I don't want to be wrestling you because you're dangerous. You can't grab somebody. You're going to slip and slide off and somebody's going to get hurt. What you are is when you put that shit on, you become dangerous in the ring. And I have no confidence wrestling with you because you could hurt me or I could hurt you because you can't grab me right and I can't grab you right. So forget that hot stuff shit. That just means you're goddamn fucking lazy. Sorry.
Apologize to me. I didn't use it.
Yeah.
When did you start working in Canada? When did you work in Canada, Rip?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. I never worked in Canada.
Well, I worked there in the summer of 78, 88, 90, 1997. And when I was working for Don Owens, we'd work up in Vancouver some. It'd be me and Buddy Rose and the Bushwhackers, who were the sheep herders then. We'd go all up and work for Gene Kaniski in the Vancouver territory. So I guess I've been to Canada a lot then. So that was 78, 79, and then 79 and 80, Vancouver, and then working in the Maritimes, which is Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, for Rene Dupre's dad, Emile Dupre. Holy Jesus. But that was summer 78, 88, 90, and 97. And I was supposed to go back in 89, but Carlos Colon, they called me to book Puerto Rico, so I didn't go then, but I was scheduled to go then too. But it was always great wrestling in Canada because I called it America in 1950. And they had the 2-lane highways, and life wasn't so crazy there.
Talion's in the house. He said here. He's here.
Well, he's
better late than never.
Yeah.
What else we have? Vaughn and Rip, do you guys ever have any stories about working here in E-Town at the Von Reno Starks Community Center? E-Town, man, that was like my favorite. I was over what was that one guy's name? Anyway, they loved me in E-Town. Mary was there. Mary and her daughter and her like mom or sister. They were the 3 super fans. They made me T-shirts that said fingers.
And then you get
and then they all called me fingers.
The Von Lilas thing.
Yeah, they loved me there in E-Town. Always loved going to the Von Reno Starks Community Center. Spango Fats here. I told you he'd be here late.
Yeah, better late than nobody said. Janko says nobody got more oiled up than Matt Morgan. Matt Morgan was so fucking talented. The problem with Matt, he was legit, 6'8", and then he'd wear them gimmick boots and he'd be about 7 foot tall. It seemed like he could do everything. The problem is he didn't know how to work, and he was built. He was jacked. He was intelligent. He didn't know how to work like a big guy. He wanted to do all this little man shit. If you're a giant, a goddamn fucking headlock should almost kill somebody. Any simple hold, the guy should be screaming, trying to get to the ropes and stuff. And he'd work like he's 190 pounds. So he just killed himself. And a lot of guys, they're not going to explain this shit to you. They're just going to say, he don't get it. So he should have been a big worldwide superstar. But,
well, in his defense, I mean, they called him up with Nathan Jones and they did try to make him monsters. And I don't know what happened. I think Matt Morgan, he was a guest on our show once. And I think Nathan quit and didn't come back or didn't show up or something. But they did present him as monsters because they came down to my class in OVW and practiced all their big man moves on all of us and about killed us all one day. So they were going to push him that way. And he was learning the big man moves for sure. And then that kind of fell through. And then next is when they gave him that stuttering gimmick. So it's hard to blame Matt Morgan for the stuttering gimmick.
When you give him a stupid gimmick like that,
And
somebody-
educated. I mean, he's a politician for
Yeah,
crying out loud.
He's a real politician.
And
He's,
they-
was
and they gave him a-
mayor of
They
Knox-
gave him a gimmick where he couldn't talk.
Yeah, so but he was one of the guys I just felt so bad for, because here this guy, so big, so strong, so athletic, so intelligent, he could really talk, and they gave him a goddamn stuttering gimmick. Somebody was jealous of him, that was for damn sure, and somebody put they ixnayed him. Somebody wanted him out. And when somebody wants you out and they're in a position of power, there ain't nothing you can do about it, because they can bitch and complain about anything and make a mountain out of a molehill. Matt Morgan, here's to you.
I had his first match in OVW, first singles match. Took the choke slam at the Ramada Inn in the short ceiling.
Oh God.
Took the Matt Morgan choke slam, went through the tiles in the ceiling.
Was
was
Diamond
awesome.
Dan there?
Oh, I'm sure he was doing the announcing.
D squared.
Wasn't a fan of. I mean, I liked Nathan Jones, but man, he scared me to death. I wanted no part of getting in the ring with Nathan Jones ever. I hated when he was at our practice.
Well,
And then he was in your class for a minute at the new building too. Horrible. I mean, I'm not saying he's horrible. I thought it was horrible. I was scared to death of him. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Pot Ripper, Poe Tripper says, Rip, any stories about working in Wing? $2
Yeah.
super chat.
Yeah, I work for Wing.
What's Wing? I don't even know what it
Wing-
is.
No, Wing is 1992.
What is it though?
It was like Inoki was New Japan, Baba
Hmm.
was All Japan, and then they had another one called Wing. And I worked for them. I worked in Korea, and I worked in Japan, and I did the poof gimmick, the where everybody else was wanting to do all the big high spots and half kill each other. So I just worked. Hello. I worked sort of the effeminate character, and I didn't break a sweat. Nobody got hurt, neither me nor my opponent. Everybody wanted to work for me, and everybody else was just shaking their head because they beat the shit out of each other. Those young boys would. But yeah, Wing was a breath of it was a breath of fresh air, and I liked it.
Thank you for the $2 super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Talion says, I watched a match with Rip and Paul Orndorff. I was waiting for the pile driver at the end, but it didn't happen. Did Rip say no to take the pile driver?
No, because if you listen to the announcers, etc., and Cornette was announcing, because this was in Smoky Mountain, a pile driver was illegal. They had rules, so he couldn't do the pile driver. So of course, at the end, I tried to do the pile driver because I was a no good bastard, and then Orndorff countered it, blah blah blah, and then I went for the sunset. He said, "I'll make 1, 2, 3." So when you got to have rules, when you have rules, the heels can break them. But I remember Cornette said, you'll like this, you're working with Orndorff. So what did we do? We just went in there and freeballed that son of a bitch. He says, whatever you do, I'll just follow. And he did. And he was so fucking great. Paul Orndorff was so good. He was so great. No wonder he made so much money in the wrestling business. And we just started laughing. We had so much fun. I said, man, that was just a match from 20 years ago. He said, yeah, I enjoyed it. So thank you very much, Paul Orndorff.
$5 more from Screaming Baboon. Nathan Jones was in prison here in Brisbane at Bago Road. Legit tore the door off the prison cell to attack the guard. No joke. Just look at his eyes.
I wouldn't want to look at his eyes because let's just say he was a total stud.
Yeah, what do you say about him? He might be watching the show.
Yeah, I go say he was. If either he was crazy or he was doing a crazy gimmick, no matter what it was, I didn't want no part of him. That was for damn sure. If he had asked me how something was, that was perfect. That was perfect, big man.
I tried to get him on the show once a while back, and he actually messaged me back and said thanks, but no thanks. But he did at least message me back. Was nice about it. Let's see. I was watching Nick Dinsmore's shoot interview. He said Rip did an oil check on him in a match.
Okay, that was the norm. Yeah, if I was working with you, and I'd always stick my finger up your ass, just, one knuckle only, quarter turn to the right, but that was the norm. A lot of times when somebody would cover me, what I did is stick my finger up their ass, and they sure as hell jumped off of me. So that's one of the old tricks that the veterans did to me when I was a greenhorn, and you just pass it down the line.
Drew Wilson in green. Are you going to watch The Queen of the Ring? New movie produced by good old JR. I think Dean Hill's in that. Jim Cornette's in that.
Well, shit, they should have called me and had me in there, at least being a stupid fan in the front row.
Yeah, I think they filmed a lot of it at OVW, I think. Yeah. I remember Dean Hill posting about it on Facebook, and then Cornette just talked about it a little bit not too long ago. But yeah, I think it comes out before too long. It's like a movie theater movie. Queen of the Ring. Are you going to watch it, Rip?
Well, you going to take me as a date or what?
Maybe.
If so, you'll get me a Diet Coke and a
shit.
large popcorn? That shit costs too much anymore. Everything costs too much. Imagine that. But when you talking about Dean Hill had one of those great voices. And he was about what was he? 6'5", 6'6"?
6'6", probably.
6'6", and here he was. And then we had Bolin as a manager. So
they can't hear you.
Okay, so here's Dean Hill.
Keep talking. Just keep talking.
Well,
They can't even see it. Here's Dean Hill. Keep going.
Dean Hill. In other words, the announcer was too big. The manager was too big. We had Kenny Bolin as a manager, and he was, 300 and some pounds. So you want to have the little manager like downtown Bruno, like Jimmy Hart, and you want to have the referees as small and the announcers as small as possible, so that the wrestlers look like they were huge. And here was Dean Hill, and we had to look up at good old Dino. But what a voice he had. The inevitable Dean Hill.
One more look at our very first show we ever did. It wasn't live, but it was the very first show that we ever did.
So he swallowed his own mist, which led to a pinfall.
Oh, we were trying to review.
So obviously you think it's swear. What'd you think? Go ahead. Tell us.
Oh, we're not going to watch the reviews.
Japanese giant, yeah.
Okay, these are all pictures that we're not talking about today. So can we get to Jade Cargill, please?
Well, I gotta find the son of a bitch.
I mean, we had a 20-minute break. I went down and got
20-minute break. You went. It was 4 fucking minutes, and I had to go to the bathroom. So fuck you, asshole.
You didn't go to the bathroom. There's no way you made it there and back in this amount of time. Not a chance in
Get
hell.
my heartburn going.
That's a lie.
Okay, anyway.
Just find it, man.
Well, okay. Well, a while ago
Why don't you scroll faster? Can you not?
I gotta fucking be able to see the son of a bitch. Okay, you find it then.
You?
I want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have no idea where you're fucking going.
Is that her?
See now, I ripped the fucking card again.
Come on, man. Was it an OVW, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just look for OVW shit.
Well, I got to look for. No, it just fucking is a picture out of it.
Right. So just kind of look for the building. You should know what the OVW building looks like.
Oh fuck! They had a fucking backdrop up or whatever.
Yeah, did it say OVW on it? All right, so we got this next picture. Group of guys. I don't really know any of them.
Man, it was a great show, Rip.
It was the greatest show we did today.
Now let's go back. One more clip of our first live show that we ever did. First live show we ever did. One last clip.
No, but no. The thing about steroids is
We
they
heard
work.
about steroids today. Let's try something else.
We went all over.
Kerry Brown stands for a minute.
He
said, I got to tell you, I had water in my eyes after seeing it, Rip.
Yeah, that little guy was awesome.
So we had that kid's picture, Roger at LE2. I don't know if you watched the old 5 photos when we used to do that. He was
Oh, I don't know.
Monday and Wednesday.
Oh, no, I don't watch it. I can't do it. If I didn't know anything about wrestling, if I wasn't involved with wrestling for so many years and know what really going on, which 1/10% does in the world.
Yeah.
You're it's poisonous because you know too much. Once you know, you think Bobby Knight can enjoy an NBA game?
No, it's probably why he never coached.
That's right.
Yeah. One thing hasn't changed. You still look at me the whole time, you know? Still doing it there and still doing it.
Well,
there.
I'm talking to you.
Still, well, really, you're not. You're supposed to be talking to them.
Well, I was talking to you. I forget about the camera. I can't remember all that shit. Hell, I got a different shirt on today, so
Well, that's a good thing.
that's a
Somebody
plus.
said I had the same hat on in one of those.
you usually got a different hat on all the time.
No, I've only been wearing like one or two lately.
Oh, yeah.
Vaughn deserved that fart. Fucking asshole. Man. Thanks, Italian.
Hey, I used to get a paper bag and I'd fart in the paper bag and you do this and then you take it to somebody that's do it like that.
Does it really work? Yeah, it doesn't work,
Yes, it
does it?
works.
It does?
Yes, but you got to be a master of fartology.
Wow. Well, like I last super chats. Look at these we got new members thanks to Michael Costello, even though it looks like he left us right away.
Well, he's just like giving gifts to everybody.
Shane Parks, Screaming Baboon, Screaming Baboon, Screaming Baboon, Screaming Baboon, Screaming Baboon,
SB,
Bull Diggin,
Bull Diggin.
SB, then Pot Tripper came in there a few times. John Tucker, more Screamy Baboon, and another Pot Ripper, man. We got all the top stars in here today, Rip. Uh-oh. We got one more we got to get to. Did Xbox shit in your fanny pack or gear bag?
No, he either shit in it or pissed in it. I can't remember
think he
what it
shit in
was.
it.
I think he shit in it when I went in and worked for WWF, and I was in a tag match. I said, "What the fuck you do that for?" And he accused me of doing it. I said, "I didn't fucking do that."
He thought you stole $100 or something.
Yeah, but I didn't.
I know. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
got it all cleared up on a podcast down the road. I remember.
Yeah, but no. Next time I see him, I'll get that son of a bitch, oh motherfucker, legendary Lightning Kid. Shit, my goddamn! I said, "What the fuck?" I can't remember if it was a shit. Did I tell you it was a shit or a piss?
I thought it was shit.
It
but
might have
I think
been.
he told the story. Maybe.
Might have been, but then I said, no. I said, Sean, I didn't fucking do that. God damn. I remember when Jerry lost his money and I picked it up with my toes and it was scrunched up and I handed it to him because we was working the Upper Peninsula, Michigan for Mike Shaw and we had 6-man cards. Mike Shaw, me, another, a guy named Brian Under the Hood, him against Jerry. I think it was Todd Morton. I can't, but we had 6-man cards. We could do 3 singles and a 6-man. And then this is when the legendary, like, because we had the 18th. Well, no, I was in Global when we had his 18th birthday at the fucking at Denny's. I get confused on years and shit like that. But anyway, I owe you one, you little bastard, legendary Lightning Kid. The guy that was too shy to look anybody on the eye on his 18th birthday. And then here he is shitting in my bag saying, fuck you. That's a hell of a rib.
Corrupted him. The wrestling business corrupted him. You should get him on the show, Rip. How about that?
He's got his own podcast, or he used to.
Does he? Have you ever been on it?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think you were on it once, a long time ago. I don't know that he has that anymore.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Not sure he does.
But I did remember today, finally, that we used to do the old show at your other place. I said, what the hell? Where'd we do that? And you told me. And I said, oh, man. Yeah, I remember now.
Hey, I forgot to say.
Oh, hey!
Truth Magnum's birthday. Yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah, it was Drew's birthday yesterday.
With the legendary Outrunners. They've been doing stuff with Chris Jericho, I saw on AEW.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Truth Magnum. Thanks everybody joining us today. Have a great Valentine's Day.
Got a girlfriend or boyfriend out there?
Hot River said you were on Xbox podcast.
I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a good weekend. Thanks for all the super chats. Got up to almost 50 people on here today.
Don't get any better than that.
Don't get any better than that. 3rd year anniversary. Who'd ever thought we'd make it 3 years, Rick?
Sort of like a marriage.
Yeah.
And
Well, my first marriage lasted 8 months, so
that was it.
yeah. We're out of here.
8 months. No,